Hello everyone. Today I'm back again to teach you a lesson transportation in plants. So let's begin our first session by watching this amazing video.
Do plants have senses? Yes, they do. This tree can see. To approach the support.
Over the course of the next month, I'll be talking nice to plant A and mean to plant B. Let's begin.
You are so pretty and so beautiful, and you're gonna grow so much because I love you. I love you. What's up, you dumb sack of crap? You trying to grow? You can't grow. Crap's a sack can't grow, you dumb sack of crap. You're so thirsty?
Probably because someone's growing up so fast. Now shut up. You are so much prettier than all these sluts. Seriously, you should be in a botanical garden. I am serious. You look fierce. Oh man, you look like marijuana came down with polio. Okay, day 30. Time to see how it turned out. Plant A, you grew a total of 2 inches. I am so proud of you. Plant B, you grew a total of, who gives a crap? You sack of crap. You couldn't do the one thing that you're supposed to do.
Choose the better one. Between the wheat and tomato. Because the tomato is easier to parasitize. Compete to reach the support. Still try so hard. But finally give up. In 1966, Cleve Baxter, former CIA, made a polygraph test. He connected a dragon pot plant to a lie detector. Within a group, you can recognize the exact person who destroyed its partner, and also conveys the fear. Obviously, the plants have memory and feeling. According to Stefano Mancuso, Italian scientist, plants' memory can last at least 40 days. Plants, undoubtedly, have consciousness.
This proves that the plants and trees can see, they have emotions, memory and reacts to environment. So always be kind to them. Well, come back to the concept, transportation in plants. We know that the plants can make their own food and they are called as autotrophs. But did you ever wonder how this food that is prepared in leaves goes to other parts of a plant body? How does transpiration in plants occur? You have already learned in earlier classes about the specialized cells in the vascular tissues in plants called xylem and phloem. This is more like the circulatory system that transports blood throughout the human body. The xylem tissue transports water and minerals from the roots to the leaves, whereas a phloem tissue transports food from the leaves to other parts of a plant. So, the transportation in plants is a process in which the substance absorbed by the roots or the food synthesized in leaves or moved to other parts of a plant. Xylem tissue has tracheids, xylem vessels, xylem parenchyma and xylem fibers. Let's look in detail about the tracheids. Tracheids form the main conductive cells of some non-flowering plants. The water moves from the cell to cell through side walls. These cells are elongated cells with the tapering ends. Xylem vessels. These are the advanced water conductive elements mostly seen in flowering plants. The vessels provide rigidity and resistance to the cell wall and prevents it from collapsing during excessive transpiration. Xylem parenchyma. These are the living cells of the xylem. They perform functions like the storage and the secretion. Fibers. These are the midway between tracheids and the xylem parenchyma. They provide support to the plants. The four elements of the phloem: seed tube, companion cell, phloem parenchyma, and phloem fiber. Let's look in detail about the seed tube elements. They are long tube-like structures arranged longitudinally. They are found in association with the companion cells. The end walls of the sieve tube are perforated to form sieve plates, which help in passing food material from cell to cell. Companion cells. They are associated with the sieve tube. It helps the sieve tube in the conduction of food material. Phloem parenchyma. The cells are cylindrical, elongated with the tapering ends, and it stores the food. Phloem fibers. The cell wall is thick. The fiber of jute or of commercial use, they provide mechanical strength. Let's list out the differences between the xylem vessel and the phloem vessel. Conduction is unidirectional in xylem, hence the conduction does not require any expenditure of energy. Here, since the conduction is bidirectional, it requires expenditure of energy. And we have already looked in the details of components in xylem and phloem. That also you can quote it for the differences. The phloem, on the other hand, is responsible for the translocation of the nutrients, that is, carbohydrates like glucose and sucrose from the leaves to other areas of a plant. Here, the flow is bidirectional, it moves up and down the stem. Next concept is water absorption by the roots. The root system of a plant consists of a main root, which gives out the branches called the lateral roots. These lateral roots bear a large number of outgrowths called the root hairs. The given picture indicates a magnified view of a root hair. The root hair is a long protrusion of a cell. The root hair is covered by a very thin cell membrane that allows water molecules to pass through but prevents the larger molecules like sugar and salt. The cell contains a fluid called the cell sap, which is more concentrated than the surrounding soil water. Let's see how the structure of a root hair is quite suitable for absorbing water from the soil. The root hair are suitable for absorbing water from the soil in the following way. The root hairs presents a large surface area. More the surface area, greater is the absorption of water and minerals. Secondly, the cell wall is made up of cellulose and forms permeable membrane, whereas the plasma membrane forms the semi-permeable membrane. Following are the three processes which helps the plants to absorb water and minerals from the soil, that is osmosis, diffusion, and active transport. Let's see in detail about the osmosis. When the concentration of a cell sap is more as compared to the water and minerals present in the soil, so the water and dissolved minerals enters the roots by the process called osmosis. Let's dig into some interesting examples of osmosis in our daily life. But before that, let's understand what is osmosis. The movement of water molecule from a region where water is more concentrated to a region where it is less concentrated through semi-permeable membrane is called osmosis. Do you know the reason behind to get thirsty? We usually feel thirsty after eating salty food because salt is a solute, and after consuming lots of salt, our cells become more concentrated with the salt, which triggers the process of thirsty. So we start drinking water. Second example, kidney dialysis is an example of osmosis. The dialyzer removes waste from patient's blood through dialyzing machine. Here, dialyzing membrane acts as a semi-permeable membrane. You might have observed a dye was placed at the bottom of a beaker filled with water. After some time, the entire water in the beaker gets colored. This phenomenon is diffusion. The movement of molecules, whether in a solid, liquid, or gaseous state, from a region of higher concentration to the region of lower concentration. As we put sugar in the milk and the sugar molecules are evenly distributed in the milk and occupy intermolecular spaces of a milk. Next about the active transport. Root hair absorbs water and minerals from the soil and water diffuses into the root hairs because the concentration of water is more in the soil compared to the root hair. But in case of minerals, these move from lower concentration to molecules of higher concentration. So, the minerals from the soil along with water move into the roots. So, this is active transport in opposite direction which needs energy. The water moves from the root to the tip portion of a plant body against the force of gravity is called ascent of sap. Let's know something about the root pressure. The pressure developed in the root due to the continuous inflow of water because of cell to cell osmosis. As a result of this pressure, water enters the xylem vessels and help in pushing the plant sap upward. Transpiration. Like all living organisms, plants also require an excretory system to discharge excess water from the body. Only a small amount of water absorbed by the plant is utilized in growth and development. The rest will be eliminated in the form of transpiration. So, transpiration is the biological process by which water is lost in the form of water vapor from the aerial parts of a plant. A simple experiment can be done to demonstrate transpiration in plants. Take a small sized well watered plant. Cover the plant with a plastic bag completely and tie its mouth. Keep the plant in sunlight and note the changes after some time. Water droplets are observed in a plastic bag after hours in the sunlight and the plastic bag becomes misty. The water droplets that are collected in the plastic bag indicates that the water vapor was released by the plants. The appearance of water droplets on the bag shows that the plant released excess water in the form of vapor, that is, transpiration occurred. Transpirational pull. The transpirational pull could be simply defined as a biological process in which the force of pulling is produced inside the xylem tissue when the plant faces the scarcity of water. This force helps in the upward movement of water in the xylem vessel. This happens in all the higher plants and the trees. The whole mechanism of transpiration in plants could be visualized to a person drawing a bucket full of water from the well when he is in a need of water. The environmental factors affecting the rate of transpiration are sunlight, humidity, temperature, and wind speed. Let's look in detail about the sunlight. The stomata open during the day and close in the dark. Presence of light is directly proportional to the rate of transpiration. Temperature. The temperature lowers the humidity and opens the stomata even in darkness. As a result, the rate of transpiration also increases. More the humidity, less is the transpiration rate. If the air is moving, transpiration rate increases. Let's see how is transpiration important to the plants. The process of transpiration keeps the cell turgid, cools the surface of leaf, and helps in the movement of minerals from the soil to different parts of a plant. The nutrient elements, that is, Minerals are essential for the plants to grow well and complete their life cycle properly. The minerals are divided into macronutrients, micronutrients. Macronutrients, which are required in larger concentration and they obtain it from the soil. The three macronutrients are nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. If the lack of nitrogen results in yellowing of leaves, wrinkling of grams. Second, phosphorus. If the lack of phosphorus in plants, that results in purple or red spots on leaves, delay in seed germination. Deficiency of potassium leads to poor growth of plants. Micronutrients. The nutrients which are required in minute amounts and even that also will be obtained by the plants from the soil. The three micronutrients are iron, manganese, zinc. Deficiency of iron results in yellowing of leaves. Deficiency of manganese results in yellowing of leaves with the grey spots. And lastly, the deficiency of a zinc results in stunted plant growth and the D-shaped leaves. Well, that's all about the transportation in plants. Thank you. Have a nice day.